What do you mean it was my fault? It was your fault. It was our fault.
Lucky for Poddy that He-Man came to the rescue, eh? Now, this afternoon with Gary on Children's ITV, 2 more great new programmes for Children's ITV. There's Splash Out and 12 Summer Days. 12 Summer Days is coinciding with the 400th anniversary of the Spanish Armada. It's presented in a kind of modern-day news fashion, like as though the Spanish Armada was happening in 1988, and we were seeing it on news at 10. So that's one not to miss this afternoon. And also this afternoon, Splash Out. Now, every week, they're going to be looking at people with different interests. This week they're looking at a 12-year-old stuntman who attempts to jump through a ball of fire on a motorbike. So that's this afternoon on Splash Out. Don't miss it. Coming next, it's the famous birthdays and anniversaries. We'll see you in a second.
Now for a new delight. A low-fat cheese that tastes as good as your favourite cheddar. Delight. The taste of the country without the fat of the land.
And now for all you individuals out there, a taste that's crunchy, chewy, moist and delicious. You'll love Tracker in roasted nut or chocolate chip. Tracker makes straight for the taste. Over now.
Tracker makes straight for the taste.
Sniffer is the world's best sniffer dog. Yet when Airwick's magic mushroom appeared in his home, he couldn't find his bone anywhere. It's a new liquid air freshener that helps keep the whole room free from household smells for up to 4 weeks, which left Sniffer searching high and low. Airwick, you need never be dogged by smells again.
Commander Chocolate has only 20 seconds to save the planet's sport. Will he do it? Will he use his amazing super scan vision? Will the Choc Rocket get there in time? Nope. Bird's Commander Chocolate. More important than the universe.
Grandma's here. Oh, what a day.
There's a new kind of tissue in a generous new size
There you are, give him a
with a
lick.
new strength
Hello, darling.
I'll give you Grandma a kiss.
and a new softness
Tissue with all that chocolate on your face there. That's better.
from an old favourite. Andrex tissues. Families have been crying out for them. Germaline 2 is a light, easily absorbed cream that contains an effective antiseptic. It also contains a mild local anesthetic that gently soothes the pain away.
Better now?
Germaline 2. There's no better first aid cream.
You know what it feels like. When you're wet, and it's not much fun. But that's what it's often like for a baby. When the nappy's wet, he's wet. But with Ultra Pampers, a special lock-away core locks wetness away more completely than traditional nappies. So that even when it's this wet, it's dry. Super dry Ultra Pampers can mean an end to baby wetness. Oh, well, almost. New Ultra Pampers, even when they're wet, they're dry.
We've made Whiskers even tastier. How will you know? Your cat will tell you. Whiskers. Now it's even tastier. And that's better for both of you.
Good morning.
Pick Punjana tea. Pick Punjana, pick Punjana, pick Punjana tea.
Friday, the 29th of July, 1988, and it's famous birthdays and anniversaries again. Yep, according to Children's ITV's history book, it says here that on this day in 1907, the Boy Scout movement began when Baden-Powell held a meeting on Brownsea Island in Dorset. So, happy birthday, Cub Scouts. Also in our history book, it says that today, 400 years ago, Sir Francis Drake was playing bowls, and he heard about the Spanish Armada, and he carried on playing bowls. And the rest, well, as you know, that's history. But there's a new programme starting this afternoon at 4:10 called The 12 Days of Summer, and it's a modern look at how the news would be covered if the Spanish Armada was happening today in 1988. Now, coming up soon, we've got Bugs Bunny, Towser, Gummy Bears, all your favourites. And coming now, the latest news from ITN. We'll see you in a min.
House buyers rush to beat the budget deadline. Thousands of house hunters trying to take advantage of joint mortgage tax relief have until midnight on Sunday to buy a new home. In practice, for many, that means there's just 7 hours left to exchange contracts. For some unmarried couples, the tax relief can be worth up to £80 a month. For a lot of people, the deadline has caused problems.
Purchasers dropping out in buying our flat. Last minute worries about being able to sell the flat because of a strange valuation report. Worries about getting finished in time.
Estate agents, solicitors and mortgage lenders say they've been swamped with business as the panic sets in.
We've seen an increase in the number of mortgages that we've been asked to do. That increase has gone up by at least 50%.
Security forces in Northern Ireland have defused a massive bomb in the Glenshane Pass on the road between Belfast and Londonderry. The road was sealed off as bomb disposal experts defused the device. Police say the £1,000 bomb was probably abandoned when the terrorists were disturbed. Film censors in South Africa have approved the screening of Sir Richard Attenborough's Cry Freedom, which is based on the life of the black activist leader Steve Biko and his death in police custody in 1977. Audiences over the age of 19 will now be able to see it, despite a government request earlier this week for the censors not to give their approval. At home, the government has set the date for the start of all-day drinking in England and Wales. It's August the 22nd. From then on, pubs will be allowed to open from 11 in the morning until 11 at night. There'll also be longer hours on Sundays and more drinking up time before closing.
The new legislation will come into force in time for August bank holiday. It's expected the longer hours will be a boost to the tourist trade and create more jobs in the industry. Landlords and breweries will be able to choose what hours they open.
No two pubs will necessarily want to do the same thing. For example, those in areas where there are a lot of tourists may well want to take full advantage all the way through the week. A number of the country areas may find it less attractive and perhaps limit the extent to which they open to, say, the weekends.
The new licensing hours come at the same time as measures to tighten up on the misuse of alcohol, but still some disapprove.
We believe that extending pub hours at this time gives the wrong signal to drinkers and to the public at large.
To attract all-day business, the pubs will have to offer more. The government hopes they'll become more family-orientated and stylish. They believe, as in Scotland, where all-day drinking is already allowed, drunkenness may decline as a result of the new legislation.
The United Nations Secretary-General, Javier Perez de Cuellar, will resume his efforts to bring peace to the Gulf later today. Mr. de Cuellar will meet delegations from Iran and Iraq in New York, and he'll also see relatives of some of the hostages still being held in Lebanon. The Secretary-General says he's hoping for a settlement.
You know that for the last 6.5 years I have always avoided the word optimistic. I have always said that I am hopeful, and I continue to be hopeful.
In the city, the pound is continuing to gain strength on the foreign exchanges, and it's up more than a pfennig against the West German mark. Against a firm dollar, it's also a shade higher. The stock market is quiet, with the FT 100 index up 3.8. And that's the news this morning. The next programme from ITN is the News at 1 with John Snow. From me, good morning.
Now, who's your favourite gummy bear? Well, Gruffy Gummy's a bit of a lout, isn't he? But today, he turns into a nice guy. Every time everybody says please to him, which is good news. And today at 11 o'clock, Towser's here, and like everybody else, he's off on holiday. And in Rainbow at 11, they buy a Chinese takeaway. And they meet Jeffrey's Chinese friends as well, and they learn how to use chopsticks. So that should be really good. So don't miss Rainbow, 11 this morning. But now, roll up, because we're off to the circus with Bugs Bunny. I love the circus.